Hey guys, we will look at a concept called partnership. This is an area I've seen questions from in Bank PO and CAT. So, what is partnership? It's about a few people getting together to start a business. Let's look A and B. Say they are starting a business together. Let's assume A brought 2 crore and B brought 3 crore to start the business. If there is a profit, say 10 lakh at the end of 1 year, how do you divide this profit among these two people? It's certainly divided in the ratio in which they brought capital, which is 2:3. So this is the profit sharing ratio for these two people. Profit sharing ratio is nothing but investment or capital ratio. Now we make some changes in the profit sharing ratio when you see that all the partners are not staying in the business for the same period of time. For example, supposing let's look at the same case, A and B bringing 2 and 3 crore respectively. Let's assume that A has been there in the business for the whole 12 months. B started the business along with A, but left the business, say, after 8 months for whatever reasons he has. He will pull out the money and he leaves the business. So he's there in the business only for 8 months. So while dividing the profit, he deserves to get a profit share only for 8 months. So how do you calculate the profit sharing ratio in this case? See, this is the period actually. This is the capital. To give weightage to the number of months each partner stayed in the business, you just multiply the number of months each partner stayed here by the capital they had invested. So what do you get? So profit sharing ratio will be 2 into 12 is to 3 into 8. See, this on simplification will get reduced to 1:1. So this is the case of dividing profit among the partners in case of one partner leaves the business. And there is another case also. There are some guys joining a running business in the middle of one financial year. So look for the number of months each partner stayed in the business to arrive at the profit sharing ratio. Now, there's one more simple idea that goes along with partnership. You might have heard of active and passive partners in a business. See, passive partners are people who make some capital contribution to a business and they don't look at the business, rather they don't do any work in the business. Whereas active people are people who have made capital contribution and apart from that they keep working in the business. So active partners will generally get two kinds of income. One, salary. There will be a salary prefixed by both the active and passive partners before starting the business. So apart from the profit share, active people get salary and then profit share. This is for active people. Whereas the passive guys, or rather passive partners, will get only profit share. Okay, let's use the same two partners, A and B. Let's assume that A is an active partner and B is passive. Now, how do you divide profit among these two people? On the assumption of, say, 10 lakh being the total profit generated, and supposing A is given salary of, say, 2 lakh, which will get fixed before starting the business. Then what you do is remove that 2 lakh from total profit, which is 10 lakh. The balance amount is 8 lakh. And it is this 8 lakh that's getting divided in whatever profit sharing ratio we have arrived at. So suppose on the assumption of both the partners being in the business from start to finish, profit sharing ratio will be 2:3, and A will get 2 lakh plus his profit share. This is the salary. Profit share, how much? You take the balance profit and that into 2 by 5. Yeah. 2:3 means this is the way you divide. If 8 lakh is the balance profit after 2 lakh salary paid to A will have 2 lakh as salary. Then profit share will be 8 into 2 by 5. Whereas B will get only profit share, which will be 8 into 3 by 5 lakh. These are the few simple ideas in partnership. We will work out a few problems to help you understand this idea better. Here is a simple problem to illustrate the concepts of partnership we have just discussed. A and B started a business with 50,000 rupees and 70,000 rupees respectively. A stayed in the business for the entire year. At the end of the year, the profits were shared in the ratio 6:7. For how many months did B stay in the business? When they say that A stayed in the business, obviously B has not stayed in the business for one full year. And we are asked to find out that in the question. Let's begin with A and B. So first is, let's write the capital in the simplest form as a ratio. Obviously that will be 5:7, 50,000 and 70,000. Then period. B we don't know. Let it be n number of months, and A stayed in the business one whole year. So 12 months. Now how do you find out profit sharing ratio? Just multiply these two. So 60:7. This will be the profit sharing ratio between A and B. Now profit sharing ratio is given in the problem as 6:7. So you can equate this to 6:7. This implies 60 into equal to 7 into 7, n into 6. Keep n here, take the other things to the left side. So n will be 60 into 7 already here. 7 and 6 will come down here on simplification. What does that show? N was used to denote the number of months B stayed in the business, and that's what we are asked to find out. So B stayed in the business for 10 months. Let's do one more problem using the concept of partnership. This problem is slightly trickier than the one done before. The question is, X and Y started a business with X's investment being 30,000 rupees. X, being an active partner, received a salary of 30% of the total profit, while the rest of the profit was shared between X and Y in the ratio of the investment. X finally received 50% more than Y did. Find Y's investment. We don't know the total profit generated in the business, nor do we have the ratio of their investment, because only one investment is given. We don't know the investment of Y, which is what we are asked to find out. So how do we go about it? Let's choose the total profit generated in the business be 100. See, we can use a variable for this, but it will complicate the problem unnecessarily. So let me stick to 100 as a convenient number. Now, how much is the salary of A? That's 30% of 100. Isn't it? 30% of the total profit. So 30. Now, actual profit shared between X and Y. Okay, write it. Will be 100 minus salary of A. That is the way it is done. So 70. Now again, we can't correctly find out that because only one investment we know. But so let's assume that X received smallest amount out of 70. In that case, Y will get 70 minus X. Now let's work out the total income of X. That will be his salary. Okay, sorry, I made a mistake here. Salary of X. Total income of X will be 30 plus whatever he got as profit share. Similarly, total income of Y. Y has only one component of income, which is his profit share, because he is a passive partner from the problem. So 70 minus X. Now there is a relationship between these two. What is that? X finally, they say, received 50% more than Y did. So this is what X received. 30 plus X. This is 50% more than what? This one. 70 minus 6. If one quantity is 50% more than the other quantity, you can write it as 30 plus X equal to, that will be 1.5 times the other one, using the simple idea of percentage. Now this you can further simplify. 30 plus X, you remove the bracket, inside you will get 70 into 1.5, 105 minus 1.5x. Take 1.5x to the left side, you will have 1.5x plus, it becomes, already 1x is there, then 105, take 30 to the other side. So this will be 2.5x, this is 75. So x is equal to 2.5, which is 25. So x is equal to, this one simplifying, 30. So what do you observe finally? I can write this again. 70 gets divided into 30, and 70 minus x will be 40. From these two, the profit is getting shared as 30 and 40, means the ratio will be 3:4. So finally, we have been able to arrive at the profit sharing ratio between X and Y, which is 3:4. Now, if 3:4 is the profit sharing ratio, we know the investment of X, which is 30. We don't know the investment of Y. Let it be Y. So this clearly shows Y is equal to 40,000. So we got the investment of Y in the business. This problem is slightly tougher than the one I did before. So if there is any step you are still unable to follow, please raise it in your comment section. I will address it there. Bye for now.